Hey, I get to be the one that does the first demonstration. But first I gotta find myself. I see Tanya. I'm gonna find everybody else before mine comes up. Are you sure I'm on there? There we go. Okay, my name is Cheri, and I could kind of hear the other girls, but I couldn't hear them all the way. So I'm not quite sure what they all said, but today's been fun. It's been a wee bit frustrating, but we've also laughed a lot because there's a lot of good Zoom memes out right now and a lot of good Zoom videos. So if you've been like us and you've been on Zoom a lot recently, then you might like to go have a good laugh at those, because it's funnier when it is not you that's going through it. So we've had some freezing moments and we've had some mic moments, and then whatever reason Facebook wasn't going to let us on. So my name is Cheri. I've been doing this for a really, really, really long time, like half my life, literally. So I'm going to show you a bunch of quick cards tonight, and then as the weekend progresses, I'm sure you'll get to know a little bit more about all of us that are doing the videos. But then there's others of us who are just posting card samples, and people who will answer questions as those of us that are showing you the cards are on here. So I'm gonna probably not be looking over here at the stuff, and then afterwards I'll go and answer them. But if you have questions about what I'm doing or what I'm using, then I'm gonna let some of the other girls that are watching that know the answers answer, because it's hard to do both at one time. And so when we have to, we do. But it's the biggest challenge of trying to do the live videos. I much prefer the pre-recorded, and I could do those in my sleep, but this, not so much. So tonight we are going to show you quick, fast, easy cards that are fun to send just to cheer people up, to tell you them, or tell them thank you. So you may have seen them if you follow me, because a couple of them I've done, some of them are new. So the first one I'm going to show is called Dress to Impress. I can see I'm frozen on my screen, so I'm just going to keep going in hopes that it catches up. It's pixelating, which, you know, I have the brand new iPhone. It's just, I think traffic on Facebook tonight is huge. So I have a feeling our lives during, you would think during the day, but since everybody's home during the day and everybody's using the internet, who knows? But I'm going to use this fun little stamp set. It's designed for like Mother's Day or Mary Kay, that kind of stuff. But I'm going to use it just for a little thank you card, and it's going to be super simple. So first I'm going to use our note cards and envelopes, and they just come like pre-scored white note cards and little envelopes, and you get a whole little pack of them, and they're just white, and you just literally fold them in half. And then I have taken just 3 of the stamps out of the set. And I've got the paper, paper that matches it. So this paper matches it, and that's how I chose the ink colors that I'm going to use. I just chose ones that match the paper. And I'm going to take, let's cut the paper first. I'm just going to trim it. I've already trimmed it to be the right length to go on the card. And then I don't like math, and so I'm often not very particular about how big things are. As long as they're straight, mostly, that's all that really matters. So let's get about that much. And this is a really pretty side, but there's also a nice purple posy side if you like that color. But for this one, we're going to use that. So I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to leave a little bit of strip of white. And I know I have adhesive. I have all the different cards I'm going to do stacked around the table, and because on Zoom I had to use my laptop and a different camera, I have 2 tripods, and so everything was spread out for that first thing that didn't even work. If I'd known that I wasn't going to be able to use that, I would not have spread everything out quite so far. So I'm just going to stick this on here, just like that. It's really pretty paper, see? I can tell Facebook is slow because it's really lagging, so I can't see if it's in the right spot. But I'm going to trust that I held it in the right spot. So this is Petal Pink. And then this is like a little, just like a little ink splotch. And when I'm done with all of these, I will post pictures on there so you can see them. So I'm just gonna add this little splotch. And this is, it looks like it stamps really dark, but it dries this color. Because some of the lighter colors do that. So I'm gonna do that. And then I've got lovely lipstick. And I'm going to do the stamp that says, kindness is always in style. I thought this was, if you do go out to go to the store, if you have to go to the dentist tomorrow, which I don't, but one of us does, or, you know, if you have somebody deliver your groceries, there's just a lot of reasons right now that you could use this just to brighten somebody's day. So I've got the kindness is always in style. I did that in the lovely lipstick. And then I have Granny Apple Green. And there's a tiny little leaf that matches the tiny little leaf in the paper. So I'm just gonna add a couple of those either side of my saying. And then I'm also gonna take my envelope, just because I like to decorate the envelopes so they match. And just put a couple of those there. And then you could just leave it, but I'm a huge fan of ribbon, and I'm a huge fan of floofy ribbons, but those take a little bit of practice. So I'm just going to take some ribbon that I have colored the Granny Apple Green, and this is my favorite ribbon. It's called Tulle, and it comes in white, but you can make it be any color. So I just made it be the Granny Apple Green. I'm just gonna tie some here, and I'll show you what a floofy one looks like. And then if people want to see me do it later, then maybe I'll do one later. Where'd I put scissors? So I'm just going to tie that around there. My other one that I'm going to show you that I've already made is I have pink ribbon, so you can kind of see the difference. Because you can kind of go with whatever's your favorite color, or you can just leave it white. So just wrap that around. It's sheer ribbon because it's tulle, so you can see through it. It sits really nice, and then just trim your ends off. And then you have a super cute little note card that you could really just keep in your purse or at the front door, or you could make a set of them to give to people. And then here is my one with a bigger bow, and that's a lipstick bow. So you can see you could do any of the colors of ink that are in these papers for the ink or the bows. And this one I added a sequin to that matches the color. But the other one, to keep it simple and faster, I just left that off. So that's the first one. And then the next one, I'm going to use the note cards and envelopes again. Because if you get them, you know, you get a giant pack of them. So lots of ideas there, and they're a good size. So take these out. And then I'm also going to use, I call it a cheater card. Because for those of us that like to do the more is more and really go all out with the art aspect of this, this one's really cheating. So we have this fun little pack of stuff, and it's called Peaceful Poppy Elements, and it's got all kinds of fun stuff in it. But I liked the black pieces so much that I've used them all up. So I have to open a whole new pack so I can make this card for you tonight. And it has a ton of stuff. Like you can make a ton of cards, and you don't have to have very much crafting ability in your body at all. So you can see the black ones have like some shimmer, shiny stuff to them. So I'm going to take this one that looks like a banner out. And then I'm going to go back to all the other ones that I still have left. And a lot of times when I get these packets, I go ahead and punch everything out, except for these that I've been showing on video, because I like you to see there's like watercolor ones and vellum ones, and then these ones that are just like die cut cardstock, and that's what I'm going to use for this one. So I'm going to fold this in half. And then I'm going to use this stamp set that's called Thanks for the Laughs. And this is one of my favorite stamp sets that I've been using a lot recently. And it just has some really fun sayings in it. One of my favorites is, no one will ever be as entertained by us as us. But that's not the one I'm putting on this card. So I'm gonna take my stamp, and I'm just gonna use black ink, which is way over here for another card. I like the black and red combination. It's striking and it's simple. So this one says, I often think about how amazing you are. My lights are glaring on the stamps. So just ink that. Stamp that there. So it says, I often think about how amazing you are. Today you get it in writing. So I'll put that on the inside. This stamp set has insides and outsides for all of them. So everything that you stamp on the outside has a matching inside, which I like those. So I've got that. So now I'm going to take this banner and I'm going to use it not as a banner, but more as an embellishment. Just put some adhesive on it. Stick it like that. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and flip this over and just cut that off. And then I have these flowers here. So let's take this one of the long ones, and we'll take that one since it's falling out. So put some adhesive on this one. There, you could make a whole set of these and take them to a nursing home, or make a whole set and give them to somebody as a gift. Then I'm going to take our dimensionals. Whoops. And these are just like puffy things that raise stuff up. Give a bit of lift, but then they're soft, so if you mail them, it doesn't do anything. And they're double-sided, so you just pull the other side off, and then you find them all over the house. And when you've been doing this for as long as some of us have, you literally have been finding them all over the house for your whole life. So there's that one. That's why I call it a cheater card, because we know how to do a lot of stuff, and some of us have a whole lot of stuff, and that really takes, they're so simple. I mean, it takes not much to think about it. So here's a couple of others that I made with the same set. So there's another piece of the black. And this one has, I know I have to hold it long enough to give my phone time to focus. I don't know if I did that one, so I'll hold them both at the same time. So this one is the watercolor paper, and it's got like an embossed thing on it. So it's a little bit like when you were a kid and you had those invisible coloring books and you just washed water and color magically appeared. With this though, you add a little bit of color like with a marker, and then you rub water on it, and so then it resists that. So there's this one. And this one says, talking to you is sometimes all the therapy I need. Our talks are priceless. And then this one has one of the little vellum pieces, and I just took a marker and colored on the back of it so it softens the colors of the vellum. And it says, we really do have the perfect friendship. And then on the inside it says, we've been friends for so long, I can't remember which one of us is the bad influence. So these are fun because some of them can be, I mean, you can leave the snarky off the inside and that's a sweet card, or you can add the snark. I'm all for the snark. So that's a fun stamp set, and these are super easy, and you get like a ton of these. So you can put these with those little note cards and get a stamp set with words and just some black ink, and you're ready to go. I didn't put ribbon on those, which I hardly ever make cards without ribbon. But I'm getting ready to do a whole bunch of them right here. So as I was looking through our stuff, I haven't made any of these cards, which is not the way I like to operate, where I go straight to camera and haven't made something. So we'll see if they turn out. But I was pulling out some of the stamp sets that I haven't used for a while, and ones that kind of went with the quick theme and kind of with the theme of what we're doing. So I pulled out Here's to Strong Women, because right now these sayings, like I liked the stamp set when I bought it. I don't know, it's maybe, I don't know, somebody can say how long we've had it, at least a year. And I liked it, but it has so many more uses for it now. Who knew that your lives could change so much that now this has so many more uses? So let's do these. Let me get this stuff out of the way. It's not this, so I can pull the stuff that I am using over. Okay, we'll do this one first. So I'm going to use a lot of punches, a lot of different shaped punches on this one. So for this I have Blackberry Bliss. And I know I'm using the black one on this. I was like, where's my stamp pad? But I pulled it away. So here's the Blackberry, and I cut this one long ways. So let's fold the Blackberry Bliss paper over. And then I have just a scrap of white. And then I have this beautiful paper that's from our Poppies collection. And you can see it's a little bit longer than what this is. So I'm just going to slide it back in the paper trimmer. And again, I don't measure. So just snip that off. And then I can kind of play with the other side of this is blue. So I can decide if I want more blue, less blue, if I want it to be straight. I think I kind of just want to highlight a blue down there. So let's glue this on. I'll put the blue on first. And we'll add this piece. On these, I'm going to let all of these cards, I'm going to let the paper do a lot of the work for me. But I chose lots of different papers so you could see how pretty they are. So I got that, and then just a little scrap piece of white. And I'm going to use the black ink. And I don't know what this one says because I didn't put the sticker on it. It says, "Here's to Strong Women." That's the name of the stamp set. And this is one of our newer punches. So you just slide this in here upside down. This is a nice size because it fits a lot of our punches. Just punch that out. And again, I'm a real fan of the black with the darker colors. And then this is, that's why I went with the black, our black satin ribbon. It's got sparkle to it. And I'm just gonna take this. That's why I cut my card this direction for this one, if you wondered why I cut it this way, so I could tie my ribbon like this. So again, there's just a lot of people right now that maybe making different sacrifices that adheres to Strong Women card. Might really be a nice thing to just give them to let them know that you're thinking about them. Cut that off. And then again, I'm going to use the dimensionals because sometimes if you put just this on top of ribbon, well, that one's almost gone. I always have dimensionals everywhere. But if you use these and put them over the ribbon, then it doesn't go crooked. So how pretty is that? And how simple is that? Just super, super simple. I always feel like I have to hold it for a long time, but I know if I don't hold it long enough that it's going to be blurry. And I will take pictures so they're close up so you can see them a little bit better. So that's that one. So I have 3 more from this stamp set, so you're going to get to see all of the sentiments in this used on a quick card. Let's do this one next because I'm really curious to see how this one's going to turn out. So this one I have soft seafoam cardstock. And then I have the Lily Impressions cardstock, which is actually free right now. If you spend $50, you can pick it as a free item and you get a huge pack, and it's beautiful, beautiful paper. So I'm gonna stamp first because this stamp's kind of big and I might have to cut or tear or, I don't know, do something fun with this. Like I said, I haven't made these cards. I just kind of got things out that I liked. And then this is Blackberry ink. It was a Blackberry card that I used last time. I'm going to stamp it down here in the corner. And it says, "You've got this, girl." I was thinking this might be a nice card for senior girls that are missing some of their senior activities, because I know some of them are sad. So you can see this doesn't quite fit. So I could just trim it and use it. But the back is kind of pretty too, and it's got the blackberry. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to tear it. You can see it showing white, but I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to line this up as close as I can to that so I can get that. And I'm going to put this here so I get a little bit more of that blackberry. I don't know about you, but I tend to create well under pressure. And so when I have to do something, like when I was working full time and I had my classes and stuff, if I didn't come up with them until the night before, then sometimes they were good. So now I'm going to take this, but to get rid of this kind of white here, I'm just going to take my pad and kind of rub it on here, just to kind of soften that a little bit. And you could use a sponge or a dauber, but you know, I'm trying to make them quick and simple. And that just kind of mutes that down a little bit. And then we've got this really fun ribbon. I think it's called Green Leaf ribbon. And I'm just gonna put that down there. Not there. And now I just got blackberry on my hands. So there's the second one. So now we have 2 from the set. Both super quick. Now let's do, I'm trying to keep these where they're not going to fall over on my table, because when they fall over on my table, then I have words. You can see where they've fallen over before when I've been recording, and I have fun sentiments, but that'd be a big one. Okay, let's do this one. It's another one where I don't remember what it says because I didn't put the stickers on. I hadn't used this stamp set. I had only used this last one that I'm going to use. That was the only stamp I'd used out of it. And I've had the stamp set for at least a year. I don't remember. Somebody tell me how long it's been that we've had it. I think it just came out last year. So this is Rococo Rose. It's one of my favorite colors. Otherwise known to those of us of a certain age as like Dusty Rose. And all of our bedroom suites were kind of that color when I got blackberry on me. It's bothering me. And this is Woven Threads, which I really like this side. I'm getting blackberry on the paper. This is what happens when you don't have anything to wash your hands. I like this side too, but it doesn't match. So we're gonna go with this. Oh yes, I remember this one now. This card is for all of the moms who are now teachers. Who 2 weeks ago they weren't teachers and now they are teachers. So I know we all have some of those that we know. So this card is for you to give to them. So I'm going to stamp this here, and it says, "You deserve a whole sheet of gold stars." How fun is that? So this is just our circle punch, the 2-inch circle punch. Everybody needs it, because you don't realize how many times you can use a 2-inch circle punch in your life until you have one, and then you use it all the time. Yes, it was my wedding colors. I don't know who said that. Who said it? Yes, Teresa. They were my dress. My wedding dress was actually that color. Underneath, I had what, ivory on top of it. So yeah, this is, if you take these two, kind of the colors of my wedding. And as my bridesmaid, Teresa wore like a dusty green, because you know everything was dusty. So we've got that. And then this is Rococo Rose Ruched Ribbon. It's beautiful. How pretty is that? It's got like a copper tinge to it. So I'm going to make it like a little faux ribbon. For those of you that say you can't tie, you don't have to be able to tie. I'm going to take our glue dots. Put one at the bottom. And you kind of make a loop. this. And you would only need one if you were using the tool because it kind of shows through, but for this one you need another. And then just kind of put it here so you have this. And then you can kind of just bend it like that. So see, now you have a ribbon and you didn't have to tie. So I'm gonna take one more glue dot. Put it on the back of that. And then I'm gonna use dimensionals again if I'd stop losing them. And put that there. We have so many fun things scheduled for you guys. And we have so many people participating that with everybody sharing stuff, we all craft so differently and have so many different styles. Although this is not really my, simple's not my style, but you'll get to see not simple stuff. So I'm gonna put this on here. And then take the backing off. This was the edge because I like to use mine all the way up, and since this is bigger and holding the ribbon on, I just went for some of the scraps. So it says you deserve a whole sheet of gold stars. So I'm going to take, these were in our holiday catalog, but you can still get them, Star Designer Elements. And they have adhesive on the back. So there's this one. How cute is that? I love the pink and the copper together. So I have one more left to show you, and I will take pictures of all of these and post them. And I'll take a picture of the stamp set too and show you where you can find that. So this last one, again, I'm just going to use the stamp and the papers. I have the lily paper again. This is Melon Mambo. Half sheet of that, and I just folded it super crooked. There you go. So this is the lily paper again. It's a different pattern from that one. And look at the back of that. It's got like a Monet kind of splashy thing. It doesn't match this, but the colors that it does match of cardstock, it might match this one. The girls are texting, so I'm getting text messages while I'm trying not to look at what they're saying because I'm sure they're not talking to me. So I'm going to put this on here. See, if you use beautiful paper and you think you don't know how to craft, then you don't really need to know how to craft, because that is beautiful and it does a lot of the work for you. And then this is another piece of scrap. It's kind of a large piece of scrap, but it is, I'm not sure what that color is. It could be crushed curry, or it could be, I think it's crushed, I don't know, because I pulled it out of I decided to do these cards maybe an hour before we were ready, and so I was just pulling things. That's why all of my shapes are a little bit funky. This says courage is your superpower. These would be great to make a giant stack of and take them to the hospital. And I'm stamping it in Pretty Peacock because it's a nice contrast on the yellow. And then somebody will have to say what this punch is. I know we have it, but I don't know what it's called. So here we go. Pop that out. Well, you know what? I'm going to do it again because I was looking upside down and I kind of got the top off. I don't think they're talking to me. I think they're talking about who's coming next. Which means they're not watching me. But that's okay, because we haven't had dinner. Okay, so this time I'm going to make sure I don't cut off the courage. There we go. And then for this one, I have the super pretty, this is one of my favorite ribbons. On one side it's olive and on the other side it's peacock. So you can see it matches this perfectly. And again, if you don't know how to tie a bow, you can always do a faux bow. So I'm going to put this here. And then you have to decide, do you want it to be the olive side or the peacock side? I'm going to go olive. And just put that there. Just like that. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to tie a little bow, just like if you were tying your shoes. And always give yourself more than what you think you need, because bows actually do take up a lot of ribbon. But this way, you're going to be able to see both of the colors. And take my glue dots. I've managed to move everything to both sides of the table while I've been doing this. And then if you just stick that there, it looks like you tied a bow, but it's easier to control like how it goes. And I'm just going to stick that there. With paper like this and a card like this, a lot of times, like I wouldn't want to cover that up. So you can kind of move this to be wherever. This happens to be so it looks nice in the center. But if I was going to cover up all of the lilies, then I might move it. So there's that one. So 4 fun cards made with all of, there's, there's some tiny little words and there's some stars and some little accent pieces. I used all of the sentiments in this set, but I didn't use all of the stamps in it. So we've got those 4 quick cards from this set. And I will take pictures of them. And then if you missed the beginning, we have the best dressed, where did I put all my cards? And this card from that. And then thanks for the laughs. It's this one. And we used the Cozy Elements. Ooh. I'm gonna have to clean up all this stuff so I can stamp again tomorrow for you. These, and then we have these little note cards with those. So you can see I whipped out a lot of cards super quick, talking while I did it. So they're easy to do, easy to make. If you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, I will see you back tomorrow. Bye. I have to run around to my phone's clear on the other side and the tripod backwards. So I have to go over there to stop the video. So see you later. Bye.